Hi everyone, it's Beth from SweetHearts Hair and I'm here today with the lovely Eleanor. So today's braid is going to be the pipe braid. So this braid was actually done by a lady called Nikki Welsh on Instagram, but I got so many messages last week asking for me to do a tutorial. So me and Eleanor are going to have a go at it today. I love the braid and I hope you're going to love the braid, so let's get going. Okay, so to help me do this style, I am going to be using two products today. I'm going to be using the clay spray. The reason I'm using the clay spray is to give that grip to the hair. I don't want the hair to be silky and slippy. And I'm going to use the wax spray to hopefully stop too much sort of frizz and flyaway. So I'll be using those sprays as I'm going. I have already put a little bit of the clay spray just on the roots area just to sort of help with that grip. And I've also divided Eleanor's hair into two and we're going to be doing two braids today. So guys, to start off with, I'm just taking a slice of Eleanor's hair from the front there. Might be useful to have a comb handy for this style. So I'm going to take a small section, okay guys? Smoothing it out with a comb on my fingers. I'm going to take it underneath that strand of hair. And then I'm going to push two fingers up through there. Twist around, catch hold of it, bring it back through, and essentially I've just tied a knot, okay? So I just want you to tighten that knot up slightly, like that. And then this section here that you've just tied the knot with, I want you to take all the way around to the other side, okay? And that started off the first little bit of your pipe braid. Then we're going to take a small section from the left. What I want you to do with this left-hand section is just pass it over this section here first, okay? So it goes over the top of that one there. And now you're going to be tying a knot with this new section, this left-hand section, okay? So take it underneath that middle section first. Push two fingers through, twist around, and tie that knot. And now the section that you've just tied that knot with, I want you to take to the other side. Okay guys, so we've done two sections now, okay, we've added in hair on each side, and now what I want you to do is two more knots, but don't add any hair in at this point. So go to the left hand side, take it underneath that middle section, okay, and we're going to be tying another knot with this. So I'm just pushing my fingers through, twisting it round, tying that knot, wiggling it up, okay, nice and tight, bringing it round to the other side. And now with this right hand section, pass it over the top of that one. And again, you're going to be tying a knot. So I'm just going to wiggle two fingers through, flip it round, and tie that knot. So what you want to do is just wiggle it up like that. And then these two sections get added in here. Now at the minute, it might look really complicated, but what you've got to remember is there's only 4 steps to this braid and it just repeats all the way down, and that's the 4 steps that we've done there. So now essentially we're sort of back to the beginning again. So just treat this as one big strand. So you've got your middle section and we're going to start again. So right hand side, little section of hair. I'm going to pass it underneath that middle section, 2 fingers to come up, grab hold of it, wiggle it back through. Just make sure that's nice and tight by just pulling that section up towards the face there. And then you're going to take that strand back to the other side. So that's section 1 done. Okay, 4 sort of separate parts to this. So now this is 2. So you've taken a new section, you pass it over that one that you've just knotted, goes underneath that middle section, 2 fingers come through and knot. Bring that section to the other side, just budge that up. Now you've done 2, okay? So this is the bit where you do the knots but without adding in hair, okay? So I'm going to start with this left hand side, goes underneath, 2 fingers to come through, flip it around, tie that knot, wiggle it nice and tight again, bring that back round to the other side for yourself. Put it up. This little right one now goes over that one that you've just knotted first, okay? Then it goes underneath that big section, that middle section. 2 fingers come through and knot. And there you've done your 4 again. And they get added in to that middle section. Okay, so if you are doing this braid on yourself, you would need to do it like this because you've only obviously got 1 set of hands. However, if you're doing it on somebody else, here's a slightly easier way of doing it, okay? And it's going to involve the lovely Eleanor helping me out. So exactly the same rules apply. I'm starting off on this right-hand section. So exactly the same, you'll take it underneath, push your fingers up, tie that knot, wiggle it up so it's nice and tight like that. Swap that section over to the other side. And now what I'm going to do is ask Eleanor if she can hold that section for me. Thanks, Eleanor. Like that. Okay, and then you can kind of forget about that strand. You haven't got to be thinking, how am I going to hold it all in my hand? You'll take a section from the other side like that. Okay, smooth it out. I'm just going to take that one back off Eleanor for a second so that I can take that one over the top of that section. I'm going to give that same one back to Eleanor. Thanks, hon. And again, you're going to do your knot. Like that. Wiggle it up nice and high. Take it in the other direction, and now I'm going to ask Eleanor to hold that one. She's being super busy today. So next I'm going to go back to this left-hand side, do my knot, wiggle, wiggle. Make sure those knots are sitting underneath this braid, okay? Come to this side, again ask Eleanor to re-hold that, sorry babes. And do my last knot of the 4 stages, like that. And then take that one back, so you can have a rest for a minute while I join those together. I'm just going to keep asking Eleanor to hold these sections, but hopefully I did enough at the front end for you to sort of twig how you can do it without asking someone to hold. But it is much easier, guys, when someone is helping you out. Hold that one for a second, Angel.
Yeah, girl, you mind your mind. Girl, you mind your mind. Girl, you mind your mind.
Using a bit of dry wax spray on this last section here, guys, okay? Smoothing it out. I'm going to try and get this last section as tight as I can. So underneath it goes, 2 fingers come in, grabbing hold of that section, pulling it through. There we go, that's sitting nice and tight.
Yeah, girl, you mind your mind.
Okay, so starting on the left hand side now, I thought I'd revert back just to make things harder for myself on how to do it without someone helping you again. So I thought I'd just go back over that and see if you can master both ways really, okay? So you'll start off with this section of hair, which is your middle section. Okay, so I'm going to start on the left hand side this time, no particular reason, but I don't want you to sort of only know it one way, starting from the right. So, little section of hair. So you're going to pass that underneath your central section, push 2 fingers up, flick that little finger around, and tie your knot, like that. So you tighten it by almost pulling that strand towards the face, then you take that section back round the other way. So ordinarily, if someone was helping you, you'd ask them to hold that section, but no, we're going to do it all ourselves. So, little section from the right now. So remember, you've got to pass it over the top of that section there. Bring it underneath first, and again, you're going to be tying your knot. So I'm just going to put 2 fingers. I have said this before, guys, I'm sorry I'm mixing it up, but sometimes I put 2 fingers and sometimes I put a finger and a thumb, so you just decide whichever way is easiest for you to get that knot in, okay? So tightening up and bringing round to this side, okay? So that's the start of your knot braid. So remember, it's in 4 sections, guys, so we've done 2, and now we're going to go and do the last 2, which is just tying your knot, okay? So you always go back to the section that was like kind of first, if you know what I mean. So I've just tied the knot in this bit. This is not the bit that you do your knot in now. You always go to the other side first. So it comes underneath. 2 fingers pushing through, flick that around, tie that knot, like that. Tighten it up. Bring it back round to the left now. This little section here goes over the top first, and then you tie your knot in that one, and then you've done your 4 stages. So wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bring those both underneath, because you want that knotted bit to sit underneath that pipe, like that. Okay guys, I'm going to go back to making it a little bit easier for myself and asking Eleanor to help me. Taking that knot nice and tight. Make sure your last pieces are nice and tight, guys, okay? Taking it round to the other side. Getting that last section of the hair on the head there. Passing it over the top of this one. Asking Eleanor to hold that one last little section, other side, babe, sorry. I know I've been really confusing Eleanor with which hand, bless her. I've been like all over the shop, haven't I? So thank you, Eleanor. Been a great help. Pulling that one through. Like that. If you can grab this left side for me now, babes. And then I'm just going to do my last 2 knots. Last one to hold is just that little tiny baby bit. Thanks, darling. Thank you, Eleanor. And pop an elastic in. Ta-da! So these last little bits of hair just got a slight curl to them, guys. I'm just going to use a bit more of that clay spray again. And I want it to be kind of messy. So I'm just taking my hand and just using my hand to almost just budge that up. I want it to be like, you know, a bit crazy. Okay guys, so that is mine and Eleanor's, because she did help a lot. Pipe braid tutorial. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the 2 different ways as well. So one way holding all the strands yourself, and one way where it's a little bit easier where someone gives you a hand. I'm just going to do a little spin for you. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will be back next week for another tutorial. Bye!